Zabaruduzazizata, zabaruduzabotao, zibariduzazibazizazizao, zabariduzata, zatataza, zutzuzazizatapzazazizao.
Hello out there. You've got it tuned to Wesley's Pop Culture Club.
Woo!
Woo, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. My name is Jonah.
And my name is Lucas.
Oh, hello. Welcome, Lucas.
Hello.
Welcome here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. We're at issue 18. 1-8. This is cool, man. And we are just plowing ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Just straight through. If this is your first time listening, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome in.
Yeah, welcome into the halls here of Valhalla, which we might be getting to later.
Oh, we might be.
Mm-hmm. So this is a pop culture podcast. We cover a lot of things here. We cover movies, TV shows, comic books, music, books. I think that's the majority. Oh, and occasionally, if we have a little extra time in a month, we'll talk about whatever we dang well please.
Anything under the sun or the moon.
Yes, both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, it's been known to happen.
Nothing above them.
No.
But anything under them.
Yeah, beneath that, we're just right kind of on ground level.
Yep.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's been pretty exciting. I'd say we're humming along here.
We're humming along.
Our printing press guy, we're on better terms with him again.
Yes. We haven't checked in a little bit.
Right.
Things are going better on that end.
Thankfully.
It's good. We don't owe him nearly as much money as we did.
Yeah, we still owe him a good chunk, but it's severely lessened.
Yeah.
But he did kind of slap us with a cease and desist.
Yes.
Recently, because we were saying some really bad stuff about him. Yeah,
we were going around town saying some bad stuff. We got hit with a cease and desist and a defamation case. But what are you gonna do?
I can't help it.
We probably aren't allowed to talk about it either, but here we are.
Yeah, hopefully he's not going to be too mad at us again, but you know what?
Sorry.
You can't please everybody. You can't please anybody.
I can't please anybody, man.
Not even a single person.
I've been trying.
Yeah. Not a single person on this earth. So, fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. So, number 18 today. This is not for 18 plus. This is a family friendly show.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even though we hit the number 18, whatever. But so today we're going to talk about comic books. Books that are in the comic form.
Yeah, we are.
Be we do that though.
Yes.
Lucas, you have a special presentation today.
I do. I have a special presentation. I'm going to start with a very important thing because somebody has taken to the internet to save my life.
Oh, thank the Lord.
I was going to be drawn and quartered by the pod gods, and you were going to be forced to record it if we didn't get any fan mail.
Yes. It would have been to my chagrin. But
right.
It didn't. So far, it's not happening.
So far?
So far.
Because guess what?
What?
We got some fan mail.
Yes, dude. Thank you.
Thank you. This is longtime listener, second-time writer. And I have been given the all clear to mention that this is a little fella by the name of Dennis.
Dennis.
Oh, hey, Dennis.
What's happening today, dude?
What's going on? Dennis wrote, after our TV episode from 2 weeks ago now, he says, "Hey, I notice you guys are drinking tea during the episodes a lot. I was wondering, is there a favorite kind of tea, or maybe a brand you guys dig a lot? Also, a lot of good shows, Shrinking, Ted Lasso, Lucky, and Silo, that I have been watching on Apple TV," and in parentheses it says television. I will be adding Widow's Bay to the list. That Legion show sounds pretty cool. I may check that out. Guys, Friends is 10 seasons, 234 episodes, but they are 22 minutes each. IMDb rating is higher than Mad Men.
Wow.
If you ever get a chance, you should watch. So good. That's 5 O's.
Is it caps?
No. The
Okay.
S is and the
Okay.
G is.
All right, respect.
So,
Yeah.
also, don't get me started on John Hamm. Then there is a rolling eyes emoji. Ugh.
Okay.
Excellent work, men. Love yous. Thanks, Dennis.
Wow, thanks, Dennis. Love
Thanks.
you too, man.
For those who don't know, that's my father.
I'm your father.
Shattered the mystery.
Yes.
I feel weird calling him Dennis, so I'm going to
Okay.
revert to just calling him father. Yeah. So
I
let's. Yeah.
I was going to add that I have seen all of Friends.
All of it.
So, yes.
Wow.
Back in the day, I used to watch it and with my sister. It was really fun. That show is definitely one of my favorite shows ever. So,
Nice.
totally agree with you. And you have a lot of good shows on Apple TV that you're watching right now.
Yeah.
So that's hats off, man. Glad they're enjoying them.
Yeah.
And that sounds cool.
Do you, about the tea thing,
Oh,
do you have a specific, like, I know what you drink when you're here, but like when
Yes.
you're at home or like if you're shopping for yourself, do you have a specific brand or a leaf that you go for?
Yes. I don't drink it that often right now, but I like the Celestial tea, the brand.
Okay, yeah.
Celestial, and it's like I know because they have a Sleepy Time one with a little bear on it. It's very cute. All their tea boxes, have really cool drawings. So I like that. But yeah, I think it's still called Celestial. It's been a while, but that one's really good. And I like their blueberry or their peach.
Nice.
Any of the fruit ones. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, man?
I think this here is just a Twinings Irish breakfast. We're recording in the morning today. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. I mean, Twinings is like, it's just kind of a staple, I feel like. But I think if I were to get specific with it, I would say I really like Harney and Sons.
Okay.
They come in those like tins.
Yes, I've had
They
that,
have
yeah.
one called Paris. It's a black tea. I can't explain really what it tastes like, but I think it's got like kind of a vanilla-y thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so good. It's one of those things you
good.
just crack open the tin and you go,
Yes.
it's so good.
I've seen you do that,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Several times. Were you here when I passed out?
No. Were you good? Like, or were you just...
Man, I think I had that brain melt thing again.
Oh,
but
God, dude. You got to do something about that.
the temperatures are slowly going down.
Yeah.
We're thick into Augie Doggy right now. And we're approaching the end of summer. So I'm not too worried about it. I think the worst is behind us.
Sure.
And then over winter, my brain will like put itself back together.
Well, do you think that it'll just like freeze, like harden up though into like a big chunk? Or is it still going to be malleable and like, you can still think and do things?
I think I'll be able to think and do things.
Okay.
Just based on my past experiences with it. I've never quite gotten to the point where it just freezes in a state of, malfunction.
Okay, good. What
Yeah.
about when you're eating like a concrete mixer and you get like brain freeze?
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Tongue to the roof of your mouth.
Oh, and that helps
That
then?
helps, yeah.
I have heard this before.
Yeah.
I think you might have told me that. Do you have to like hold it there?
You got to hold it there. Yeah, it's not just a tap.
Just a little.
Yeah. This is an insert chip. It's not a tap.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to apply pressure
Yeah.
with the tongue? Like
I
how
would.
much pressure are you applying?
As much as you can.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually have heard that the muscle is the tongue is the strongest muscle in your body.
I've heard that too.
Yeah. So maybe that's why.
I've heard that as well. Yeah. Maybe. It has the power to eliminate brain freeze.
That's amazing.
What other muscle can do that?
None I can think of.
Same.
So I can't think of a single one.
I'm at a loss.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So,
I was gonna. I'm posing this
Yeah.
to Dennis.
oh yeah.
What's your favorite tea, Dennis?
Oh,
If you drink tea.
that's a good question. I think he's been known to drink some tea.
Probably does. Yeah.
Yeah. We appreciate you, Father, for sending us some fan mail.
Thank you, Father.
The threat goes on. If we don't receive fan mail, I may be drawn and quartered. Probably, certainly will be.
So I wasn't going to tell you this, but I feel I need to come clean.
Uh-oh.
So there's a group that was hired that was going to be drawing and quartering you, and I'm the one who hired them.
Why would you do that?
Because-
first of all, who is it?
I can't reveal that.
Is
yet.
it like a biker club or something?
I can't reveal it yet. I have an NDA with them.
Why would you do it? Wait, this is surely in violation of your NDA telling me this.
The name of the entity?
You're allowed to tell
But
me
I
that
can
you
talk
hired
about-
an entity, though?
Yes. I can talk
Can you
about
tell
that
me
I hired.
why you did this?
I can't tell you anything else. But I under my legal contract right now, which by the way I'm getting paid a butt ton. Like I am freaking loaded.
You're getting paid to hire people to draw and quarter me.
They're at the ready. Like they're waiting.
How are you making money off
They're
this?
I can't tell you that either. Yeah,
Okay.
It's just all a big mystery, but man, I'm just getting loaded up, dude.
Have you asked them not to, or are they still at the ready?
They're still at the ready. Yeah. I still love you fully.
I love you too, man,
I
but I
gotta
gotta
do
say,
this.
this is fucked up. This really puts
I know.
a dent in things here.
I mean, look at it though. If
I
you
thought
had
we
to
were
do
having
it-
fun.
this is quite fun. I'm having a good time. Would you have done the same thing in the same situation?
No, I don't know how you got here. I don't know how you got to this point.
I just really needed some cash.
You hired people to
did,
draw and
yeah.
quarter me,
Yeah.
and somehow you made money off it.
I'm continuing to make a lot. Here's the thing, though.
Every day?
No, it's like once a month. It's a huge,
But a lot.
like lump sum.
worth it.
It's fucking huge.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't blame you.
a tough
I would
economy.
maybe like to get in on it.
I could ask.
Is there
I could ask
some
him.
way?
Yeah, I'll ask him.
You don't even have to. You could just give me some of the money you're making.
No, I need all of that.
Okay.
Dude,
Well, then ask them. I
I
guess.
need. Well, here's the thing. When they said it, I thought they meant like they were gonna draw you and then like give you some quarters as well.
Oh,
Like on a piece of paper.
okay.
Okay, it didn't make any sense. Well, that part made sense to me, but then when it was like a literal manifestation, I was like, oh God. But I signed, dude. I signed it. And I can't back out. So
Can't back out.
I can't,
Can you
so
tell
we
me
gotta do
how
something.
long I have?
How
Like
long?
how long is the contract for?
yeah, it's for like a year.
A year.
It's about a year.
Okay.
So if you don't, I think the
So
details
we're like a
are
couple weeks in.
Yeah, we're a couple weeks in. I think the details are if you don't hit, or if we don't hit a certain amount of fan mail, they're going to be drawing and courting you at any moment. Like they haven't told me any information of when it is.
What's the amount of fan mail? Like one a week?
I don't know what the amount is.
All right. Well,
I probably
keep
need
it
to
coming,
find that
folks.
out. Yeah, I probably need
Yeah.
to find that out.
That would be useful.
But I just saw an ad in the newspaper and I was like, I got to do this. So
You had to.
I had to.
Even misunderstanding what it means, I don't understand why you were
I was
compelled to do that.
extremely strapped for cash, and I just I need money. I need money. So, anyways, it took a dark turn.
It's fair.
I had to just get that off my chest. feel
I
a
hope
lot
you know
better.
if I die, it's on you.
I do know that. And I do feel bad about that. But we're gonna have to see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
Sorry
you,
about that.
you could write us fan mail
I was thinking about it.
and just pretend to be someone else.
I was, yeah.
and then I'd be safe. I could do
I'm
it
kind
too,
of busy
I guess,
though,
but
so
maybe I'll have to do it. That's fine. If you don't want me to die, send us some fan mail.
We
out
need
there.
fan mail.
We need it.
yeah.
We'll read it on the show. I don't know how many times I have to say this.
Yes.
We'll read it. We've just done it, and we've talked about it at length.
Yeah, we did. It was.
We could do
was
that
a good time.
for you.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dennis.
Thanks, Pops. All right. We're moving along here. We've got some comics to get into, but right quick, before we do that, I have a special presentation, another one.
Part 2?
Part 2 of a special presentation, but it's unrelated to the first one.
Okay.
Except that they're both on this show.
Okay, yes. So
we are returning to Lucas's Book Corner. Now, we haven't really been here since the Podyssey, which was kind of a combination of Book Corner and movie. Mm-hmm. But prior to that, it was the Iliad.
Okay, yes.
So it's been a while.
That was a while ago.
I was on those two for a little while.
Well, they were pretty hefty.
Yeah.
The Iliad, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I've been trying to play ketchup and mustard to get back on track.
Editor's note, see issue, I don't remember.
2, maybe?
I think it was 2, yeah.
I've been trying to get back on track so I can have 12 books under the belt for the year.
Okay, nice.
So, I read 2 super quickly. So
Are you back under the belt now?
I am close. I'm currently reading a book. If I can finish that book by the end of August, which is in 9 days from this recording, I'll be back on track to 1 per month.
Do you think you could do that?
Yeah, I do.
Nice, dude. This is a good goal to have.
It's good. It's keeping me busy for sure.
Well, that's good.
So the first book that I read is The Gunslinger by Stephen King.
That's a really cool cover.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This one came to me courtesy of a friend. Excuse me. Ooh, who let me borrow pretty much all 7 of the Dark Tower books. And I had read this one before, but not for well over a decade. I think I was in like 7th grade or something.
Yes.
So pretty good. It's Stephen King. It's like kind of less horror for him. It's published in 1982, I believe, and was originally published in a magazine or something as 5 short stories, because the book is comprised of 5 chapters that are like kind of longer, and there's like sub chapters within. But yeah, it's like fantasy Western sort of. There's magic and
Ooh, I like that.
some mythical creatures and some stuff like that. It was pretty good. I think it's got this version of it has a foreword that's written by Stephen King. And he said that this series really finds its voice in the second book.
Okay.
Which kind of like I think enabled me to hold out a little bit longer on this one. I mean, it was a quick read anyway, so it wasn't like, I wasn't considering like not finishing it, but I think parts of it can be a little bit slow for me.
Yes.
I was almost missing some of the normal Stephen King weirdness in this one.
Okay.
But still good, still worth it. I was in that foreword, he talks about like how he started writing that series, and he was saying he was really influenced by Tolkien when he was younger, and he wanted to do something fantasy but didn't want it to be like just a ripoff of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings.
Cool.
So he kind of sat with it for a while, and then he said he went to see The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in theaters.
Sure.
And he said that something clicked in his mind, that he was like, if I can somehow marry these two things, like the Western and the fantasy, then maybe I can have something here.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Is there much horror elements to this one?
There's some, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of set in a post-apocalyptic world. They always describe it as like the world has moved on. So it's about a gunslinger who's like, he's kind of a cowboy guy, who is chasing this guy called the Man in Black, who is like a preacher or something. It's kind of vague, but the gunslinger's ultimate goal is to get to the Dark Tower. And I think it seems like the way to do that is by catching up with the Man in Black, and he's been chasing him for a very long time. So that's kind of what this first book is about. But yeah, there is a little bit. There's a few things that are like pretty scary. There's these characters called the slow mutants who are like people who have been subjected to like radiation poisoning, and they live inside like the caves of a mountain. And the gunslinger and his companion Jake, who's like a 9-year-old boy, are on one of those like trolley cart things that you have, like a push cart, you know, on a track.
Yep.
And they're kind of riding along, and the slow mutants start like coming out of the darkness at them. So they have to start like really pumping that thing, you know?
Cool.
So yeah, there were some intense parts, but definitely not to like the level of like The Shining or It or anything like that. This was definitely more fantasy than horror.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, pretty good. So that's the first one.
Okay, yes.
And then the second one is Jailbird by Kurt Vonnegut.
Ooh, that's your guy.
That's my guy. Mm-hmm. I have been, listeners may know, this is my second Vonnegut this year. I think in January I read one. I've been trying for quite a while to make it through all of his novels, and this is 9 of 14. So I'm getting there.
Nice, dude.
And then I'm going to get a tattoo of the asterisk from Breakfast of Champions, which is his drawing of an asshole, which is also nicely depicted on the spine of all of these books, which are from Dial Press, I think. The thing about these that bugs me, right, is that he wrote 14 novels. Only 12 of them are available on Dial Press with like these kind of like cartoonish drawings.
Yeah, I love that.
I've got a collection of the 9 that I have so far, and I'll be able to get through 12, but then 13 and 14 I'm going to have to find other editions of. And it's going to totally fuck up the aesthetic.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Do you think that at some point they will make 13, 14?
I think it's a rights issue. Yeah.
Dang it.
So I don't know.
Makes sense.
Maybe one day, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, this book was pretty good. Not necessarily one of my favorites of his, but the bar is pretty high with this guy. He's kind of one of those guys. We've talked about like characters and, you know, actors maybe who kind of can do no wrong for us, like people who, and musicians, like no matter what they put out, we're going to like it at least a little bit, you know, to some extent. I think Kurt Vonnegut is an author like that for me. I will probably at least enjoy everything that I read by him. Some of them are phenomenal, some of my favorite books, but his stuff from like 1959 to 1973 is just like next level phenomenal. He wrote pretty much everything that people like mention him for nowadays in that time. And this one I think was 1979. So it's a little bit maybe like past what people would consider his prime, but it is still very good. It's about a guy who is sort of tangentially involved in Watergate, and went to prison for a few years, and then the story picks up like the day he gets out of prison and goes back out into the real world.
That's a really good setup.
Yeah, it was good. It's he's a satirical guy, so there was a lot of poking fun at government in this book.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So it was good. It was a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Happy I read it. Excited to keep going with his stuff. And then currently, and I won't say too much about it because we should get into the meat of this thing. But currently, I am reading God Emperor of Dune, which is the 4th in the Dune saga.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through it. So looking good to finish by the end of August, but I'm sure you will be hearing about it next month.
All right.
All right.
What for the new Can you tell me how they for the new Dune movies, how they're splitting up the books into the movies?
Yeah. So the first two, which Jonah just watched Dune Part 2 for the first time last night.
Yes, I'm fresh off of it.
And I think if you're open to it, we have a movie issue coming up next week. Maybe I'd love to hear your thoughts about Dune Part 2.
I would love to to give you my thoughts.
Nice. So look forward to that next week. So the first two movies in this series are the first book.
Okay.
And then it seems like this third movie is definitely going to be at least book 2 and then maybe some elements of book 3 as well. I can't really tell. It seems like a lot of book 2, though.
A lot of book 2. Okay.
But book 2 is the shortest by far.
Yes, I remember you saying this now. Yes.
So I'm wondering if they're going to try to incorporate some elements of 3 or maybe not. I don't know. I trust them, though.
Is it? And then how many books are in the Dune? Is it 3 books?
No, there are technically 6 that are written and put out by Frank Herbert, who's the original author.
Okay.
And then he passed away. So actually, in the foreword of God, Emperor of Dune, which is written by his son Brian Herbert, who took over the mantle for him when he passed away. Brian Herbert says that the first 3 books, which are Dune, Messiah, and Children of Dune, are written as one trilogy. God Emperor is like a middle piece, and then the last, what was supposed to be the last 3, would be another trilogy, and that's
cool.
Heretics of Dune, Dune Chapter House, and then there was supposed to be a 7th book that after Frank Herbert passed away, Brian Herbert split up into 2 books and became 7 and 8. And I think those are mostly written by Frank, but kind of edited and put together by Brian, maybe, from what I understand. And then Brian took over with another author who I think is Brian Anderson, or maybe I have that wrong. Seems like 2 Brians, but I don't know.
Okay.
Cool. Somebody is helping him, and they've written a bunch of books together.
Wow. So are they continuing to write new Dune books?
I don't know when the last one came out. Let's see. I don't think so. I don't think they've made one. So it's Kevin J. Anderson is the guy who Brian Herbert writes with. I'm not seeing any new ones in a while. But
okay. That's cool, though. So that one, you're on number 4 then of all of the... Okay, got it.
So the last one was published in 2023.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so
all
maybe
right.
they are still doing them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
So that's Book Corner, baby.
Book Corner. That was nice.
Let's add a word to books and get into comic books.
Let's go, dude. Let's go, man.
All right,
man. Let's kick it off here.
Okay.
Do you want to do the honors?
Oh, sure.
Let's do it.
Coming in at number 1, we got Absolute Batman number 22. And if you're on the YouTube, you're going to want to check out this split screen action because we got different covers on this one.
Definitely agree with that.
Which is always exciting.
Yes.
This comes to us from DC and is written by Scott Snyder, who we met.
All right, we met him.
We met that guy.
It was so cool.
Yeah. By the way, we should talk about that experience maybe at the end.
Yes.
Because we should get into it.
Yeah.
And then this one is drawn by Werther Deladera, guest artist on this issue, and colored by Frank Martin, lettered by Tom Napolitano. Jonah, what did you think of The Crooked House?
The Crooked House. I liked this one. It was very weird and creepy and unsettling. That's the word. And yeah, overall, I dug this. It was mainly a Harley Quinn backstory, which was interesting. And it wasn't as focused on Batman. So there wasn't quite as much action, but still pretty compelling plot points.
Sure.
That's my overall thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
I like it. Yeah, I thought this was a good one. I don't think it did. I think maybe because it was a Harley focused issue, and being in the Strawman arc, I think this is the second issue without a Strawman appearance.
He is actually at the very end.
Oh, you're right. He is. Yes, he is. I don't know. I think it felt a little bit like a tangent,
Exactly. Yes.
Not necessarily in a bad way. I still liked this issue. But I think I at times can get I think we've talked about this in the past too with like the Falcone storyline that with Bruce, that sometimes the flashbacks are like not as interesting as what's going on. And I think there's a lot to be said for these ones. They're pretty interesting, and I think the art is really cool.
Yeah.
This was a good issue to have a guest artist on. But yeah, I guess that's kind of my overall take on this one. There's definitely some increasing paranoia going on here with Bruce and isolation.
Yes.
And it was good to get some background on Harley.
Dude, yes. I think that, other things I want to add to what you're saying.
Yeah.
I really like the guest artists. Like I put, I think it's on page 5. It's like a half screen or a half page picture of Batman fighting, and it like looks really cool. I like to see the guest artists and also just like variant cover artists draw their version of Absolute Batman. And this is another cool version. And then there's also on page, I think I wrote page 9, a couple pages later, where they're like hiding from the Robins. And there's this really cool like shadow. Like both of them are like against this wall, and both their shadows are projected onto the wall. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
It was, so I think to kind of go into the meat a little more, like it's mainly about Harley as she's coming of age in this house. Her mom turns out to be is Dr. Arkham, which wasn't that the lady like in an earlier issue? Like that's the same lady, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought, because that lady is a bad ombress.
She is.
Actually, Mujer is that.
She is a bad Mujer. She's the one doing all of the experiments at Arkham.
In Arkham. I thought it was really cool, like so basically like she's going through these flashbacks, and there's this door keeps creaking open, or different doors creak open, and she's like a kid and is growing up, and she like is scared of this door, and she's like, this house is haunted. So eventually she just goes in, which I thought was really cool. I really like, quick side note, like Scott Snyder, I think why I like him as an artist or as a writer so much is because he does shock factor things or surprising things.
Right.
I like that a lot in writing, where he's like, he just goes for it. So this is a good example. He just sends Harley in this door, which is like this elevator that goes down into Arkham, which I never would have saw that coming. All of these shocking images of people being experimented on. The one where she meets her mom down there, and her mom is all like crazy effed up looking, is like legitimately scary. I think that if there was something I didn't love about this, is there's a lot of exposition. Like there's kind of a lot, but it is a storytelling issue where it's like, you know, her backstory.
Right.
So like I get that. But I thought it was cool. It was pretty cool to see that her dad is Jack Grimm. Her mom's Arkham. They're together or were together and still are basically. So the compelling parts, the main kind of nuggets I took away was one, Harley has an insider knowledge on Strawman and Jack Grimm and how this operation works.
Right.
Which, like, you know, we're at issue 22, and for me, I still have a vague understanding of, like, I think Jack Grimm he's the big bad, and he's, like, been orchestrating all these other, like, smaller bosses that Bruce has been fighting.
Right.
But she's like, I have all this background knowledge on what's going on. And again, Bruce is choosing to isolate and, like, you know, is just like cutting her out. Or he broke her weapon and she cuts him out of his life now. And I thought that was interesting. The second other part that was really interesting was the end where he goes to his dad's grave.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was just absolutely brutal because he digs up the coffin and it's empty, and at the same time Scarecrow is calling him and has a man who he claims to be is Thomas Wayne and has him in chains and stuff and is like, don't tell, and then Thomas is like, let him think I'm dead and everything. It's so brutal.
Right.
I think there's that interesting theme throughout the whole book at the beginning and end of where her mom is telling Harley, you know, even if it's not true, it's true. It's what you believe. Whatever you believe is going to be true.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple of themes throughout this whole issue where they're kind of bringing that up. So there's kind of some. One other part with that is like, she mentions that, and this I thought of you on. So she mentions that the Straw Man, actually Scarecrow, is like, you know, he's a master. He'll create feedback loops. He'll use masks and makeup, deep fakes and all that stuff. And so I know you've mentioned before that was the death of Gordon actually Gordon. And I'm starting to think now because on the page before she mentions Gordon, and then she mentions right after how he, and so I'm thinking, I don't think that was actually Gordon that died now. And I also, part of me does not want to think that that's actually Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
Just because it's so brutal.
That's
but like
pretty brutal, yeah.
It could be, but it'll be really interesting to see if Bruce, it would be really good if he like started to create a team, but he's just struggling so much.
Yeah.
But there's people around him who can help.
Right. Yeah, I think he just needs to stop self-alienating, basically. Like he's really cutting himself off from a lot of support.
Exactly.
And it's kind of seems to be driving him down a rabbit hole of sorts. But yeah, this whole arc has me questioning everything that happens in it. Especially because we know both Scarecrow and we've gotten a glimpse of Absolute Clayface in the previous issue. Both of them kind of masters of mind games, you know? So, like, I don't know. I'm kind of just waiting until they wrap it up, and maybe things will become more clear, and maybe they won't. But I'm along for the ride. I will say, I think the one thing that I would nitpick, and we talked about this last month with Dork, is the familial ties between Harley and both Dr. Arkham and Jack Grimm. It just kind of feels like, I think I said this last month, it just feels like the easiest twist for a writer to make is like, these two characters are related. But the fact that they happen like one after the other in such rapid succession was just like, okay, man. Like, I was a little bit like, okay, I get it. But I mean, it doesn't. I still thought this was a good issue. I don't. It seems like Scott Snyder is incapable of making anything of not high quality at this point. But that was just the one thing that stuck in my craw a bit. That's just me, you know.
All right. Heck yeah, man.
All right.
Cool. Go to the next one.
Moving along. You want to intro this one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, we got Captain America, number 13. We also each have different covers on this one.
Oh, yeah. Get a look at that.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yep. So we got number 13, Captain America, and this is written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Ton Lima, color artist Romulo Fajardo Jr., and letterer VC's Joe Caramagna.
Nice.
That guy is just popping it off.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yep. Okay, man. What'd you think of this ish?
I like this one. I didn't think it was like fantastic. But I am enjoying this line so far. I'm enjoying getting a little change of pace here while Armageddon goes on in the real world and Cap is stuck in hell. It's cool because, you know, we've probably talked about this too, but a lot of this series so far has been very like ground level and dealing with like real issues and you know, and there's definitely some there's still real issues happening in this book, but the setting is so like, you know, fantastical that it's like like I said, it's just a nice change of pace. So yeah, I've been liking these so far. It's interesting to see you know, kind of just the idea of like a revolution in hell, I think is interesting to me. Like
Definitely.
But what about you? What did you think?
I thought this was like pretty good. Actually, this was probably my like least favorite out of our grouping. I still think it's strong, but I agree. I do like the hell element. I definitely didn't see it coming when I started Captain America.
Right.
I really liked. I liked the scene with Peter opening up to Cap when he's in the coma.
Yes.
That's probably my favorite part of the book. It's just really honest.
Yeah, we were wondering what after Armageddon 1, what was going to be in store that now that he decided to stay back in New York City, and now it kind of seems like he's questioning the decision, you know.
Yes.
He's feeling a little unsure about things in general.
Yeah, that's why I like Peter Parker a lot, because he's just so relatable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got a lot of doubts and stuff. That was just really interesting. Where he's like, it feels like they're going in because they're angry, not because they want to help. He's talking about the Avengers and Armageddon, and
right.
You know, trying to get back at Red Hulk and whatnot. And I'm glad that he pointed that out, because I kind of forgot about that kind of ethos. But I do think that this one, for me, like maybe one thing is that there was a lot of exposition again, a lot of dialogue, and like for me, I definitely don't like a lot, like a crazy lot. But yeah, I guess I don't want to. Like there were other things that I did like as well. I thought it was cool that we got to see like Red Skull's motivation. Mm-hmm. So he's got like his own like Nazi army that he's forming in hell, which is just kind of crazy to think, kind of a little funny, a little crazy to think about that's happening. But he's doing that. And I thought it was really cool. Like he had a line where he was like, I'm going to plan. Whereas the other person, he's like, so basically like Mephisto sends him and then this like other bad guy to go hunt down, I think it's hunt down Doom and Steve, right? Like hunt down the dudes.
Yeah.
And Red Skull's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sit on the sidelines, wait for all that to play out. And because he's like, basically Doom and Steve are going to take out this other lady, this bad guy. Can't remember her name. And
Valeria.
Valyria. Oh, is that the...
Yeah, because it ends up being
Oh.
Doom's like former wife.
Dude, I did not even put that together. So that was the bug person that we didn't know who it was in the previous issues.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that. Okay. Thank you.
She's the bug.
That's cool. Yeah, so I just think that was cool to see his frame of mind.
I love that Red Skull genuinely does not believe that he belongs in hell.
Yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
you must have pulled some strings to get me here. I was promised a rich reward in my afterlife.
Oh
And
my
Mephisto's like, you're insane.
Yeah.
You're like the worst guy.
Yeah, there's definitely some fun being had poking fun at Red Skull and his whole ideology. Yeah, because then there's another part too where he's like, it's really funny. He's like, yeah, you're just delusional while your enemy gets a head start.
Yeah.
While you're being delusional. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling to come up with other things. I prepped a little bit more for this, but I'm kind of... What else do you think about it?
I'll say one thing. Well, so first off, a thing that I liked about this issue, because I also kind of in general thought this was one of the weaker ones from of our pulls for this month. But this guy Bartand,
Yes.
the Smith at the end, he looks sick.
Yeah, his like that full page,
Yeah,
or that half page where he's like full body. Yeah,
he looks really cool. Liked him. And I wanted to say, interesting timing here, having just watched Dune Part 2 last night. I reread this morning.
Okay.
This Torvos guy, the preacher,
yes.
he kind of reminds me of Stilgar in
interesting.
Dune.
Okay.
And like Cap would be Paul Atreides because Stilgar is saying all these things like, he literally calls him a messiah at one point. And Steve is like, I'm not a messiah, but I'm here to help, which is kind of like how Paul is when he
Yes.
first joins in the Fremen. And everything Steve does, Torvos is like, oh my God. Like there was a line that reminded me of, I can't remember where he says, you shy away from the spotlight, lending even more credence to your pedigree as a messiah. Which is like that thing where Stilgar's like, oh my God, he's so modest. He doesn't even know, you know?
Yes.
Like,
I heard that last night on the movie. I was like trying to remember where I had seen that recently, and this is what it was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was like, this is an interesting parallel here. And kind of in a similar vein, I guess, Steve is like about to start or like take part in a war, you know, like
Yes, it is very similar.
There's some similar themes going on here. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that got an actual eye roll from me, and I think we've talked about this, is like when characters call things out that happen in like a show or a movie or a comic book, and they're like, that just happened. Like the
Yes.
very end of this issue when Valyria reveals herself as Doom's ex, and Cap, like the caption of the final issue says, things just got more complicated. I was like, come on.
It's pretty
with
funny.
this.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. That made me laugh. And I was also thinking that too. It's just very like tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Just silly. Yeah, it's pretty good. Dude, what are your thoughts on that final page, that reveal, that kind of surprise reveal?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, when she says the woman you sacrificed to hell for magical powers, the footnote on it says from Fantastic Four, the original run, number 67. So has she been in hell for that long?
Dude, I mean, because then
she looks pretty hardened. Like,
I mean, she says, I've waited a long time for this.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm thinking, part of me is thinking they haven't, like, gone back to this character since then.
I tried to get some info on her, like, appearances-wise, and I kind of came up short, so I can neither confirm nor deny if she hasn't appeared since then.
Yeah.
Because there's also Valeria Richards.
Exactly.
So I
Same
was
first name.
Yeah, and I think even for a time she was known as Valeria Von Doom.
Wow.
So it's
My
like,
gosh.
it's just confusing. But I thought it was a cool twist. As much as I was like, kind of calling out these familial tie twists, I think
Another one.
Right. This
Another
one, though, I mean, it seemed like she's got motives, and it's
Yes.
something that apparently was set up in, decades ago on accident by probably Stan and Jack. But like, to have Chip like pull that out of the box is pretty cool.
That is cool. I think like part of me was like, oh, like the cynical side of me was like, this issue kind of fumbled and they just grabbed this and it was
Sure.
a really cool thing at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But the positive side of me was like, this is like my first time reading a current book that pulls really deep from the lore.
Sure.
It makes, I love when there's that continuity and that cohesiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So that is like exciting to be, because it feels like the whole thing is like living and breathing, the whole story. And I just love that. So I really like that. I'm excited for that. He kind of did that too, where there was a lady, wasn't there a lady earlier on, Alina Von Doom, that was,
Oh yeah.
wasn't she like his cousin or something like that, or related? I forget.
Yeah. Was she from a prior?
I think she was new.
Oh,
I think she
okay.
was a new character.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I haven't checked it, but like just seeing like there was another like familial tie to
Yes.
Doom in that.
Yeah.
And then she died like 2 issues later or
Right.
something. Because I'm getting a little deja vu because we were like, oh, what was she gonna be good? Is she gonna be bad?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting if she like what happens with this lady.
Yeah.
I think that was cool. I also like too this idea of the anti-divine.
Yeah. The
Right,
weapon.
like the weapon. Like so, they're like you said, they're trying to like. Steve is going with Torvaz to basically like corral this army to overthrow Mephisto. You already said that part.
Right.
But like, and I think it's cool how there's like we have to find the specific weapon to do that.
Yeah.
So the weapon looks super badass, and it's worth mentioning that Valeria has the weapon at the very end. So she has it. So there's going to be some sort of battle probably
Yeah.
in the next issue. I think that was cool. Then the other thing I wanted to note was that Steve, he kind of slides this in there, but he has like extra powers right now. There was a really cool scene where there's like these chains that have trapped their group.
Right.
And they're like hell infused. They're like stronger.
Yeah, they're made of the fires of hell.
Yes.
And even Doom's magic can't break them.
Exactly. And then Steve's like, no prob, and just takes him off. And I'm like, what the? And he's like thinking to himself, he's like, hopefully these powers don't give up on me. Oh, and there's that scene where Bartand strikes his axe on him and Steve grabs it.
He just grabs it.
Yeah. I remember reading that and be like, what the frick?
Yeah.
So the kind of weaponry in that part was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
To me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
right.
I'm excited for that one. Keep going.
We'll put a cap in the cap.
Ah. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let us move along here.
Let us move along.
Next up, we got issue number 13 of The Mortal Thor. Whoa.
Wozers.
This, too, is a Marvel comic. This comes to us courtesy of our guy, Al Ewing. Art in this one is Juan Cabal. Color artist, Matt Milla. VC's Joe Sabino as letterer. I'm going to go on record right now. This is my issue of the month.
Wow.
This is it for me, baby.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
So clearly, you know what I think about it. How did you feel about it?
Dude, I didn't love.
Wow.
But I still
Out of your mind.
I thought this was some insane Al Ewing stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still entertaining and cool, and some really interesting plot points happen. But yeah, what about you, man? Let's dive in.
This, I love this thing. So I'll kind of break down my thoughts about it. But the first thing I noticed upon rereading this morning is that on the first page, they're kind of explaining Blackjack's funeral, and they're talking about the emptiness in Magnai's heart. And Al Ewing says, as if his great heart was an empty room, and he was left to wait there while life went on outside it.
Foreshadowing
right off the bat.
So cool.
First page. And then a couple pages later, on page 3, Magnai is talking with Hogun, who is talking about grief with him. And Magnai asks him, does it ever fade? And I just thought his response to this question was like really profound.
Definitely.
He says, if it did, it would not be grief, All-Father. It would be an easier thing. You will think it gone, and then it will come upon you in the dead of night, or on a perfect day, or just at the moment of waking, and you will feel its knife in your heart as keen as ever. But eventually, after many days and many nights and many tears, it will come to you as a friend. A cold world would it be if we never grieved, my king. Some pretty good stuff right there.
Dude, that was one of my highlights as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked that. That was just, like I said, very profound and very human thing to say. And then Amora comes in and chants with him about the death of Blackjack, and he's like, was it you? And she's like, how many times am I going to have to tell you it wasn't me? And he's like, enough until I start to believe it, basically. And then she tells him, clap me in irons then, throw me in the dungeons. And he says, if I knew for certain that an Asgardian had committed such a crime, there would be no dungeon.
Right.
And he gets like all electric, and he's pointing at her and yelling. And I was like, he's threatening to kill his mom.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But she is a bad mujer.
She is a bad mujer.
She is directly
Extremely.
Responsible for everything that happens here.
Yes.
And then as she leaves, she says, I am sure you will rule forever and a day, which obviously ends up happening.
Yes.
He gets locked in this room forever and a day. And I love how as they go, each page is like a jump in years. Mm-hmm. And there, for like a lot of them, the bottom panel is the door, and it gets more and more dusty and cobwebby as time goes on. And then, dude, by the time they got to year 10,000, and he's sitting there holding the statue of ice of Blackjack, and he's like, the statue wasn't melting. It's made of ice. Why wasn't it melting? And then he starts to question why the doors never open. The dread that set in when I was reading this was like a gut punch. I was like, oh, 10,000? This guy's never getting out of here.
Dude, yes. It was so true.
So crazy. And then around year 100,000, a death shows up and starts hanging out with him and just kind of looking and slowly walking toward him. And then he ends up like fighting with her, and eventually, after forever and a day, succumbs to death and ends up in Valhalla. Amora takes the throne as the All-Mother.
Yeah.
And then I liked so seemingly this just happened in this one room, and everything outside, like he said at the beginning, like no time really went by at all. Because she comes in, she's like, I wasn't expecting it to work quite that well, you know?
Yes.
And I like that once he gets to Valhalla, Magnai immediately starts de-aging, and he goes back to kind of a more youthful version of himself. And then, like, this would have been a pretty bleak issue, even if it ended a page early. But then you have this, you don't see Blackjack until the very last page, but you can kind of tell, like the font is different, so you can kind of tell that he's talking with him. And then just this ending, the let's blow this popsicle stand while they cheers.
Yeah.
with their horns of mead. I was like, wow, there's some hope here at the end after
Yes.
what was a particularly dark thing
Right.
that happened to him for a very long time.
Oh my gosh.
And now it seems like maybe things are going to turn around, potentially. I have no idea how they plan to accomplish their goal of getting out of Valhalla, but
Oh man, I'm excited.
yeah. But yeah,
Dude.
this issue got me hyped.
This was a crazy issue. I think like I like that I didn't notice that he de-aged there at the end. So I love that you pointed that out. I agree, like, because it's such a bleak issue. I think that's why I like didn't like it.
Yeah.
Part of it because it's super bleak. But I like that. I really like the like. I don't enjoy Enchantress's motives, and because she basically just killed her son.
Yeah.
And killed his best friend.
She's bad.
She's a bad person.
Yeah.
Okay, and but her like. I think it's really cool to make her all mother, and her like costume change is like really cool to like gold.
Yeah.
I think that was really cool, like as a like artistic choice. I think like sometimes actually I won't go down. I won't say that. But yeah, I think like with the sequence of all of the different years happening. I like kind of knew it was going to be after it kept going. I was like, this feels pretty bleak pretty quickly. And I was like, oh man. So that's why I was kind of like, oh, this is like tough. The one I really liked the one where he's like a corporate CEO guy at year 1000. And it's just really funny because I like when like corporate America is made fun of in anything. And it's really funny to see Magni like, you know, he's got like a suit on and stuff. I think that this made me think about like zooming out really far. So like every time, so I want to go on record. I have not confirmed this. I was meaning to, but I didn't. But from what I remember from the first run of this Thor, you know, trilogy that we have, that whenever there was these scrolls, like the narrator, it was actually Loki talking in the first volume.
Okay.
And Loki is the main villain. Loki kills Thor in the first volume.
Right.
And so I'm thinking that's Loki again whenever there's a scrolls being the narrator.
Okay.
And part of it was like in the first volume, he's like, or Loki, they are like, it was like the god of story. Like it was something with storytelling. I think it was the god of storytelling, but there was like a mischief twist to it.
Okay, yeah.
So like it was kind of an unreliable narrator, basically.
Sure.
Because like I remember you would read some of the narration and it would be like it wasn't just like saying what was happening. There was like an opinion of something. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So this just made me think of that because they were like saying what was happening here. I don't know. That just kind of popped in my head. I think you covered a lot of the stuff I was thinking. I loved that sequence with Hogun at the beginning. That was probably like my favorite part. And yeah, I think it was another cool issue. I feel like that every issue of the series has been really good.
Yeah.
Like they keep adding like a cool element that I don't see coming. I did think that it was cool that Ullr was working with the Enchantress.
Right.
It was kind of cool. I noticed this like kind of quickly. Was that like on year 1? He's like he's locked in his room year 1 and he's like looking through all these scrolls. And he just opens this one and it just says Doom. It looks like it's like spelled out in blood.
Yeah.
I remember reading that like out of the corner of my eye and I was like, what? And then he's on the next page too. His little like action figure is Doom with like or Ullr, I should say.
Oh, okay.
like with the beard.
Yeah.
Like that's him right there. And I thought that was another cool little like he's doing more foreshadowing in a way.
Right.
Like he does mention at the beginning with Amora, like Uncle Ulyer, God of Doom and Death.
Yeah.
And so there's like little like sprinkles here, but I'm interested to see because in the previous volume, there's like a couple issues where there's more of the like Norse mythology gods. Like there's a couple issues where they're like all together.
Okay.
It's really cool, like pretty interesting. And he was in it, I remember. And so they're kind of like bringing him back, but it'll be cool to see because at the end he's like a little remorseful. It sounds like for like helping Amora.
Yeah, he says to her, "There will be costs to pay
Exactly.
for this."
And I'm hoping like she just gets her comeuppance.
Yeah.
Which will be freaking awesome.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think if this issue ends a page earlier, like without that final shot, it's too bleak for me. But
Yeah.
the sense of hope at the end, with them talking about how with Blackjack and Magni talking about how like Valhalla doesn't suit a pair of troublemakers like them, and then they say, "Let's blow this popsicle stand." If that didn't happen, I would be like, "This sucks." Like
this is so
this is-
bleak.
But I will say, like, to the credit of Al Ewing, like I don't have as much. I don't feel this like invested in wanting a villain to be taken down in really that many other books. I mean, definitely like the Scarecrow, like he and Jack Grimm, they gotta go. But there's not a lot of books that make me feel like they're like fun and they're like I'm interested in what's going on, but I'm not like that invested in it. I need to see this woman die.
Yeah, she is pure evil.
She's evil.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got on that one.
Cool, man. Another good series there.
Another good one. Okay, real quick. I'm going to take us on a brief side tangent here
Dude, totes.
to bring up Fury of Firestorm, number 5. Now, this is just a Luco side quest. This is a DC comic that comes to us from Jeff Lemire. Written by him, art by Rafael De La Torre, colors by Marcelo Maiolo, and letters by Lucas Gattoni. I've been picking this one up since the first issue, and I have absolutely no experience with Firestorm.
Yeah.
Don't know a thing about him prior to reading this series. But what's really cool is, so this is volume 2 of Fury of Firestorm, and I guess the original is from the 80s.
Oh, yes.
And it seems like, if I had to guess, this series is kind of taking things that were established then and sort of turning them on their head. And like
That's really cool.
making a new story out of it. So this guy Firestorm, it's the Firestorm Matrix, and it's inhabited by Ronnie Raymond and this guy Professor Stein. And Ronnie is like in control of the body, but then like Professor Stein is like in his mind with him,
Awesome.
and is like helping him. So basically, I don't really understand his powers, but it seems like he can change the molecular structure of things. So he can just
cool.
turn people into ice or like,
Dude, amazing.
yeah, he's
Amazing.
super OP.
Yeah.
Like he took down the Justice League in like the 3rd issue or something, and it was like
Wow.
2 pages and he was done. He
What?
he didn't even bat an eye. So he is kind of Ronnie Raymond is like has retreated into the into his subconscious basically. So the Firestorm Matrix is like totally in control of the body and
Oh my
just
gosh.
doing whatever it wants. And it's a bad hombre.
It's
And Professor
Definitely.
Stein is no longer part of it.
Oh, no.
And this series is, and this is what I mean, I think they're kind of taking these things that were established in the original, like these 2 characters, Ronnie Raymond and Professor Stein, and they make it, there's like a storyline in here that Professor Stein is actually responsible for what happened to Ronnie Raymond that caused him to like merge with the Firestorm Matrix.
Oh, boy.
And the government was like trying to start a Superman program where they were going to create their own metahumans to like control them, basically. And so it's like a huge conspiracy. And anyway, he's having a crisis of conscience now because he realized that this was fucked up, that he did this. Yeah. So him and an ex-girlfriend of Ronnie's have driven to Pittsburgh with a machine that should be able to separate Ronnie from the Matrix. And the end of the issue is kind of like his ex-girlfriend is Firehawk, Lorraine, and she basically flies into this giant diamond-type prism thing that he's encased himself in. She goes in there to kind of plead with him, and his subconscious is like starting to come out, but then the Matrix like takes over him again. And then Professor Stein just bursts in with this car and hits him. And then he gets out of the car, and they have this standoff, and they're like facing each other. And then the Firestorm Matrix actually kneels to him.
What?
And he says, "Now then, let us begin."
What?
Yeah.
So he's kneeling to Dr. Stein?
Yes.
Whoa. So, and where is Ronnie? Is he conscious now?
Ronnie is not.
He's not.
He was starting to come back, and then the Matrix took back over, and it seems like it sent him back into his mind.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's a good ending.
Yeah.
Is that like how many issues of that are there going to be?
I don't know. I have noticed that it no longer says limited series on Comic Geeks when I look. That might not be true because I thought at first it was just supposed to be 5 or 6. But yeah, now it just says 2026 to present, and I'm seeing at least 8. So,
okay, heck yeah,
yeah. But it's been really good. I'm happy that I found my way to this one. I just remember hearing really good things when it started, and I was like, I should check that out. So I did,
dude.
And here I am.
That's awesome, man. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, we got a few more in the tank.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it up. Let's do it up. Okay. I'll do this one next year.
Okay.
All right, we have the Infernal Hulk number 9. And we both have different covers on this one. Yeah. So if we got the YouTubes, I recommend checking them out.
Check them out.
They look pretty cool.
Check them out.
Okay, so this is put out by Marvel Comics, written by our main man, Philip Kennedy Johnson.
PKJ.
Artist, Adam Gorham.
Nice.
Color artist, Matthew Wilson. Whew. Letterer, VC's Joe Caramagna.
You got to be kidding me.
He's just back in action, baby.
Dude, take a vacation, Joe.
The man can't. He's not able to.
No rest.
No rest for the wicked. Okay, man. What are your thoughts on this one?
This one was quite interesting. There is a pretty decent amount happening here. And I think as far as, some things we've talked about in the past and like moving the plot forward, I'm fairly pleased here.
Okay.
With what's going on. So overall, I think this was a like for me. I liked this one.
Okay.
What about you? What'd you think?
I really liked this one.
Nice.
Yeah. I kind of needed some more.
Yeah.
The thought in my head had popped up of dropping this at some point. It had creeped in. And this one kind of is a big one that helped get me on track.
Nice.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot going on. I liked that. I think what I want to see most, again, is Bruce becoming the Hulk again.
Yeah.
And beating the shit out of Infernal Hulk. I got to see that, and I think it's going to be coming soon.
Yeah.
in this issue, though, we hear Bruce say, and I wrote it down, I'm here for the Hulk body. I need it back. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. That was a highlight for me. Also, the badass part. So we've been seeing this little girl show up in the series here and there. Okay, she was like, we're just kind of popping up. And at the end, we find out that she can transform into like a werewolf.
Yeah.
I think her name is Lycana.
Yeah.
And she's totally badass. Like, stuff she says is really funny.
Yeah.
Like, back when I had friends, they used to call me Charlie. But when I'm killing soft and it's bleeped out, but I think it's like fucks.
Yeah.
I'm taking their skins. I'm called Lycana. Guess which one you get to call me? And it's all like bloody.
Yeah.
Like, this issue was ratcheted up in certain sections. Like also the part where she transforms.
Oh my God, yeah.
Is unbelievable. The art is so cool. Really leaning into this book being like a horror book.
Definitely.
Like a slight horror book. I think that PKJ's given us our money's worth on that. So that part was sick. I also loved when he's with Dr. Voodoo at the beginning and they're like about to enter the soul cage.
Yeah.
Which again is just a badass thing. Soul cage is an awesome idea. But they like Dr. Voodoo like is like talking to him and he like reaches into Bruce and like grabs this little like thing.
It's like a yellow mushroom.
Yes. And he like nails it to this little like voodoo doll.
Yeah.
And then it like transforms into this awesome creature that like tears apart Bruce. Just his whole face. It's so gross and crazy looking. And that whole sequence is in like one page.
Yeah.
Paneling is gorgeous. That was cool. And then we get to see this other Hulk, Suman Guru.
Right.
That's his name. He looks so cool. He's like a battle-tested Hulk that, I don't know, has like a bat on his belt, like a bat head and these like huge tusks. Like he's kind of like, I don't know, pretty old school. And that's the one where Bruce is like, I need your body.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's pretty funny. I was rereading it today. The scene where so they're like, him and Bruce and Dr. Voodoo are like climbing like this kind of cliff, and they're like trying to just get to this Hulk. It sounds like, and Bruce falls off, which looks really, really high up.
Yeah.
And he just like show Dr. Voodoo like flying down, and Bruce is like, his arm looks like all bent, and he basically looks like he just is unconscious. Yeah. And then the next page, he's standing up, and then after that, he's talking. He's like totally fine, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I thought it was really funny. Yeah. And then at that point, he's like, I came here to bargain. You know, I need. And then later on, or the next page, he challenges the Hulk this Hulk to this like riddle game. And I just thought like, he's like, if I win, I get your body. And he's like, but if you just accept my challenge, you get Dr. Voodoo. Yeah. Show his face and he's like, what?
Yeah. What the hell?
I thought that was like really funny. There was a little humor in that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely. I definitely liked the scene where Dr. Voodoo reaches into Bruce's chest and pulls out the mushroom and pins it onto whatever that thing is, and then next thing they're in the soul cage. It was cool getting some background on Charlie as someone's who haven't read the last run, the previous run. But like there's a little conversation between Dr. Voodoo and Bruce where they're talking about her. And it was kind of nice, even though it's like pretty vague and kind of general, like it did kind of help piece things together a little bit. And then that kind of makes that punch at the end a little more effective, I think. But I wanted to ask, what do you think is happening on the very first page here?
Yes, I wanted to get back to you on that.
Tony is sending Carol on a mission into deep space
Dude, I have...
to get someone.
Yes, and we know it's a man as well,
Right.
because he says a man. I have no idea who that is.
No leads?
No leads.
I got nothing either.
I'm really hyped about that because he's like, the stakes have never been higher than
Yes.
this. I'm like, yes! Comic book
That was
nerds
a
unite.
sick way to start the issue.
And that first page of Carol, like, she's flying is really cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the only thing I could think of is there was that issue with, like, the One Above All recently. Where it turned out to be that was like a messenger of the person or of the One Above All. But that seems to be like heavenly, and this is like within space.
Yeah.
She's going. So like, but that's the only thing I could think of as we're talking now. But I'm really excited because we need some more good guys in here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We need some help. We need some help with this one.
we need some help here.
All right. Infernal Hulk.
Infernal Hulk killing it.
Okay. Next up, we got Daredevil number 4. Now, this one, also a Marvel comic, comes to us from Stephanie Phillips as writer. And we got Lee Garbett as the artist, Frank Martin, color artist, and VC's Ariana Marr as letterer.
All right.
Jonah, what do you think about Daredevil?
Daredevil. Dude, I freaking loved this one. Woo. Let's get it right now. Yeah, just really, really like tight, simple storytelling. I like. Yeah, I guess I'm going to leave it right there right now.
Okay.
What about you, man?
I like this one. Yeah. There is, similar to Mortal Thor, there's some good foreshadowing in this issue. Some pretty messed up stuff going on. Also, I just got to say, Omen is genuinely terrifying.
Yes, he is.
I'm scared of him.
Like every time he has his mask off, man, that dude is messed up.
Messed
man.
up.
He's seen some rough days.
Yeah. I liked this one overall. I think there's some good action in it. I am interested in this in what's going on with this Harlan guy.
Okay, sure.
Harlan Vale, because he's been like kind of mentioned and referred to in it a little bit now, and he seems like not a great guy, but I'm wondering if he's connected to what's going on or if he's just like a different thing that they're setting up for later, you know. Got to see the owl again. That was cool.
I like that guy.
Yeah. I think like specifically the foreshadowing that I mentioned when the two detectives are at the shooting range.
Sure.
And Callahan is talking to Dominic. He says, "We get into a situation and you shoot like this, you'll be the one telling my wife that something happened to me and God help you then." And then at the end of the issue, they get into a situation like that.
Yes.
And Dominic just freezes up
He
and does
shoot?
nothing.
Dude, crazy.
Crazy. That was pretty brutal. Felt bad for that guy because he like followed Dominic there to like help him
that's right.
and make sure he was doing okay, and he like apologized for the way that they like left things, and then it just wasn't it didn't turn out well for him.
It did not.
He is now eyeless.
Dude, that freaking last page,
Yeah.
that's going to give me a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an amazing last page. I think that I think for me my favorite part was the art in this.
Yeah.
The art and the colors. I think I've decided Frank Martin is one of my favorite colorists.
Yeah.
But there's some I've read actually a decent a decent chunk of Daredevil now in my days. Mm-hmm. And the coloring of him in this book is like my favorite because it's super like whenever he's in his suit, like there's some scenes where he's like with Owlsley in this like little dungeon room.
Yeah.
And it pops.
The reds are redding.
They're redding
In this.
They're beautiful. So I love that. There's a simplicity to this art along with the words. I know I've kind of mentioned this before with Stephanie Phillips, but I really like this book because it's not a lot of reading that I have to do. like I'm going to be honest. I like when there's not a whole bunch of word bubbles all over the place. And this book is pretty it's like kind of slimmed down, which I really like. But there's a page. I think I wrote down the page number. Page 13. So it's kind of like in the middle of the book. But it's like slightly towards the middle. It's after he breaks out. He breaks out of the chains and he's got like a shadow on him.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, that's amazing. Let's freaking go.
Let's go.
You ready right now? We're heading out. But I just love like when there's a shadow picture of Daredevil, you can't see his face.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And then the next page too, we get a really cool where he's like building jumping and he's like silhouetted. I mean, that's freaking gorgeous. Or I should say 2 pages later. The one up here I really like. So that was the art I really liked. And also in the flashbacks, like the first page, it's very like pastel-y. And I noticed actually that Frank Martin did the colors on this. He did the colors on Absolute Batman 22. And the same thing happens where there's like that first page is like the flashback.
Yeah.
And it's pastel-y. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. But anyways, I really liked in the beginning of the book where he's having a flashback. Matt is having a flashback with his minister. And there's a really good line that spoke to me where he was like, because he, as a kid, he's like, I'm blind. I have no future. How will I do great things? Because the minister's trying to kind of cheer him up. And the minister says, only God sees the road ahead of us, Matthew. All we can do is walk it one step at a time in faith. And I love that. That's so beautiful while he's saying that. But also they're pairing it with him getting his ass beat by Omen while that's happening. And then also like when he's saying the in faith part, Owlsley actually comes to his rescue and shoots Omen. Right. Which is really cool. But again, I just love Stephanie Phillips' storytelling. It's like no wasted motion, it feels like. We have multiple storylines. We got the cops. Well, now there's just one cop left. There's that storyline. There's the one with what's his name? Harlan again?
Vale.
Yep. We have with that going on. Then we have stuff with Daredevil and Omen. I just really liked this one. And I forget if there's other specific things. Oh, there's another good line towards the end, having a flashback to him and Stick, his mentor. And he's like, oh, give me 1 second here. It's when he's building jumping. Yes. And so basically he's like with Stick, and he's like, he's training with him as a young kid, and Stick just like hits him in the head, and he's like, oh, I wasn't ready. He's like, that's cheating. And he's like, it's not cheating. I used your lack of preparedness to my advantage. Well, that's not fair. The world isn't fair, Matthew. The world is cold, cruel, and violent. You will never be ready, so you must be unbreakable. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's badass. Yeah. Super badass. So, and then he gets like some inner monologue where he's like, he will not break me. So I just thought that was really sick. But yeah, the last sequence with the cops, and there's that one where Omen's like yelling and he looks freaking so scary. But I thought what an interesting writer's take to not have Dominic do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was going to have a little character arc and shoot him, but he froze up.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, dangling the eyeballs.
It kind of reminded me of that scene in... Have you seen Saving Private Ryan?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
There is a scene in there that's, like, pretty similar feelings-wise to this, where, like, some heavy shit is going down and a guy could do something, but he just, like, completely freezes.
Okay.
And it's, like, a really emotional scene. And I was, like, reading this, and I was, like, watching him hesitate, and I was like, you fucking...
Yeah, you're like, you want to get in there and do it for him, but it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
But, he's witnessing a man have his eyeballs ripped out. So who's to say how any of us would react to that?
Yeah, that's some good empathy right there.
I guess.
I also want to add, too, that this cover is awesome, too. I love this cover.
All of these covers in this series have been really cool.
Def.
I like them.
I like them, too, my man.
All right. Should we round it out?
We got our final one.
One more.
Okay. So we got Avengers Armageddon. Number 2.
Armageddon it?
Armageddon. Oh, you know it. You know it.
You know it.
You know it. And Bruce Willis is not in this.
No.
But I wish he was.
Liv Tyler could be, though.
Could be. Okay. Hopefully. All right. This is the big Marvel, or I should say one of the big Marvel events this summer. There's 2 going on.
That is true.
And this is written by Chip Zdarsky. 2 artists, Delio Diaz and Frank Alpizar. Color artist, Sonia Obak. And letterer, VC's Clayton Cowles.
Okay, Clayton.
Clayton. Okay, sir. Lucas, what do you think on this?
I like this one. I think there was some... I'm liking where I think it's headed. You know, I like...
Okay.
It seems like it's not as predictable as maybe I would have thought based on the first issue. Like, it seems like we've been thrown a couple of curveballs here, which I am cool with. Always on board for some curveballs.
Same, dude.
I wasn't particularly obsessed with this issue,
Okay.
but I think it was a good one. I liked this more than the first one. So, and as we've discussed, Chip is kind of that way. He's kind of, and my experience with him is that he kind of builds as he goes with the storyline. So, I'm still locked in on this one, ready to see where it goes. What about you?
Hell yeah, dude. This was my pick of the month.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. Yeah.
2 in a row. Wow.
I really like this one. I think that I'm just a sucker for an event.
Sure.
I'm a sucker for an event. I'm a sucker for continuity within like other stories happening.
Yes.
And
we love to make sense of things.
That's basically it. I just want to know what I'm reading.
Right.
But also like things having a real effect that actually matter. And that's why I like events, because usually by the end something happens that changes the status quo. And it feels like this is leading to a huge change.
Right.
In fact, like everything might be blown up. Like
Yeah.
the whole freaking world.
The whole freaking world.
Whole freaking world. I think so that's part of it, right? So I love the context here. Like, because while I didn't like love every single thing about the issue, I think that it did its job and it took another step forward, threw some curveballs, some surprises in for a good summer event. But I'm going to cut right to my favorite part.
Let's get it.
Let's just go directly in. So my man Dave Colton is a bit of a loose cannon, as one would say.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the coolest newest characters added to the Marvel universe. But there's a scene where he's not backing down in taking on Red Hulk, and I really wanted to see somebody beat the crap out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a part where like Red Hulk is like, I'm gonna get this guy out in the open with all these people, so there's more casualties involved, and be a big doofus about that and be a big douche. And Colton like just flies him out of there. This is the second time he's been flying him into certain places. This is the second time he's flying him out of that again, goes into like this little field off of the beaten path. And again, there's no dialogue coming up here. Dollar signs in my eyes. And so he just starts to beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Which is bad. And then there's this little panel at the bottom of the page where he stops beating him up and there's like a light shining through a forest on his face. Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
He's looking behind him. It's freaking Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier. Right behind him, he has his gun cocked and loaded. They make eye contact. He looks down at Ross, who is bloodied up. He's about to just die because he's also reverted back to his human form.
Right.
That's a key part. He's not Red Hulk. Like, you can tell he's about to just kill him.
He's about to take a permanent knockout to the face.
Exactly. And then they show his eye. They like zoom in on his eye, and he's gonna do it. He starts to wind up for the big punch, and then Iron Man is like, no, and then he comes out of nowhere and tackles him out of the way.
Yeah.
And that to me was the climax. Yeah.
There was a lot of things portrayed on that particular page without one word of dialogue, which
exactly
is pretty. I'm not against dialogue. I'd like that on the record.
Okay. Yep.
But when you can do it like this, where not a word is said, it's just looks between people, and you know what they're going for, like what each one is thinking. It's like, damn, that's pretty effective. So I agree. That was very cool. Yeah, I wrote down in my notes. Has Colton learned nothing from?
He's not listening to anybody.
He doesn't listen. They say at the end dozens have died, and there's a really crazy shot of him. Like, you can see where he lifted off at the bottom of this page when Red Hulk lands in Kronlia, and then you can see there's like an arc. Where he like lands, he picks him up, and then they fly around and they crash into this building, and every orifice of this building is exploding.
He just he doesn't care.
He's not thinking about anything other than the fight at hand. So it's, I don't know. I worry for that guy. He's got a lot of emotion.
He has some unresolved trauma.
He does.
From the Iraq War.
Yeah.
So I get that, but he's gotta know his actions have consequences.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He is now directly responsible for deaths of
innocent civilians.
Yeah.
I thought it was another cool curveball that the Russians come in and take and scoop up Ross. I think that'll be kind of interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, do you think are they just do you think they're just going to try to use him as a weapon of their own? Cuz there would have to be some sort of mind control aspect to that. Cuz there's no way he's going to willingly work for them. You know what I mean?
Right. That would be like with Bucky. It was with the Russian. I'm pretty sure it was with the Russians that did the same thing to him. I'm looking at the beginning where there's a part with one of the Russian bad guys. Yeah. The minister. I don't know that. I feel like that could be what it is. I wouldn't be that in love with that idea if they did that.
Yeah.
Because it didn't feel like super surprising.
It's been done.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was cool that they kind of scooped him up. So,
yeah, this is one of those curveballs I was talking about. Did not expect, he has effectively been taken out of the equation for right now.
Exactly.
And he's like the main guy. He's like the main villain of this whole thing. I like when they touch on Doom's like prognostication device or whatever they called it about like predicting future events that Red Hulk is using.
Sure.
Because he says that like he didn't see Colton in any of his plans. Like he didn't, the machine didn't prepare him for this. So there's kind of like they talked about his probability of success last issue, and it was incredibly high. But it was also based on like outdated information. Like he wasn't aware that Colton was part of the equation, you know? So now you have to wonder like that, and now he's been kidnapped by the Russians. I don't know where this story goes from here, you know?
Yes, I think that's a really cool point. That's why I like this a lot, because I don't know where it's going either.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, when he has that device that could tell the future. And there's a big mushroom cloud bomb. Big mushroom cloud. So that's going to be, I mean, to me, that's like, I'm here for high stakes. That's why I'm here.
Right.
And this seems to be pretty high. I thought the art on that page is really sick too. Like where he's got it like in his hands.
Yeah.
And Tony
at
does.
the end.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The page right before that, Tony is talking with a soldier who's kind of giving him some shit about how they kind of had it handled. And then he says, "You and your damned posse had to ride into town looking for glory, and now people are dead. And you're walking around a free man, a free citizen who's never served a day in his life. What do you have to say for yourself?" And Tony's like, "I assure you, whatever you're feeling toward me and my friends, we're feeling it 10 times worse." This kind of reminded me of like Civil War and how it's like, and this is, not the first, it's not an infrequent trope, I feel like, to see people wanting superpowered individuals to be held responsible for their actions and stuff.
Yeah.
But it kind of, that's the one I'm most familiar with, is like, that's kind of the essence of the whole story, is people trying to hold these people accountable. It just reminded me of that. I don't know, about like, and it's interesting because in Civil War, isn't Tony like kind of agrees with them?
Yeah, he's like pro-government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now here he is actively defying, Mizriani and everybody who told them not to get involved.
I thought, I liked that mention there too, because I think that'll be an element of this moving forward, is the government's going to step in, because they're kind of sprinkling that in. And so I'm excited to see what happens with that. But that was a really cool, like, down to earth point that this guy has.
Yeah.
Like, because that's something that I would think too if that were happening.
Right. I'd be bitter.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got?
I think that's it, man.
That's it?
This is a fun issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where they take it from here. Seems like things are kind of just all spread about,
Yeah. Everything's been kind of blown up.
Before we wrap this one up, should we talk briefly
yes.
about our adventure to Fan Expo?
Dude, totally.
Let's do it.
So Lucas and I ventured down to Fan Expo in Chicago last weekend.
Yeah, we did.
And that is a Comic-Con at the Stevens Convention Center. And they have lots of TV and movie celebrities, and also a lot of awesome comic creators, and then just like tons of cool artists who are not, famous or whatever. Lots of cool stuff being sold, a lot of panels. But we mainly just went comic shopping.
Yes.
And met a few artists and creators. So it was really, really fun. I'll kind of speak on, for me, my favorite part was meeting Scott Snyder. Dude, so we waited in line for about 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I did look at the clock. That was probably the longest I've ever been in line. And he was really nice, very, very gracious, down to earth.
Yeah.
And we got our book signed. We got a picture with him, which we will put in our social media or something like that.
We got a photo dump coming here for the release of this episode. So head over to our Instagram, which is at Wesley's Pop Culture Club, and see all of our adventures that we got up to in picture form.
Dude, awesome. What was your highlight or highlights?
Man, I think if I had a peek to this thing, it would be meeting Eric Zawadzki.
Dude, hell yes.
The guy was so nice and just down to earth. I started to feel like we were talking to him for too long because it had been like a couple minutes and we just kept talking. And he obviously does the art for Assorted Crisis Events, which has been one of my favorite new comics of the past year. And he was just talking about kind of like what goes into that and just being like super kind and told me he liked my Wesley hat.
Oh, yeah. That
was
was
really
cool.
cool.
He noticed that. Yeah.
Just seems like a very down-to-earth guy and just super. I could not believe there was nobody over there.
I know. I was shocked by that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just like doodling when we got up to his table.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, can you sign stuff? He's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, he was really nice. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, it was my first con. So
yes.
I think just the whole environment, the vibe of the thing, everybody goes and does, dresses up like however they want, and it's a very free and like encouraging space to be in. And that was really cool to see at play because I haven't really gone to a lot of things like that before. So yeah.
And with that too, even just the amount of T-shirts that we saw, that were just funny or just specific references were unbelievable.
Yeah,
there were so many great T-shirts people were wearing. But yeah, the cosplay, like the costumes, are amazing. It's like every like IP you can think of.
Oh yeah,
and so many I don't know, like anime and other cool things. I think it's so cool that like to be in a space where. Like we were in line. Oh, we should talk about Gaiden.
Oh yeah.
Like we were waiting in line for Scott Snyder, and we looked and there was like a Stranger Things little area.
Yeah.
Where the celebrities were signing, and it was Jacob Connolly, and then who's the woman that's the mother?
Cara Buono, I think.
Yes, I think you're right. And we noticed that the actor who plays Dustin was there as well, and he was like standing off to the side of Jacob Connolly.
Yeah, he was just hanging out. Wasn't
hanging out.
Billed at all to be there. He was just hanging out, talking to people.
Yeah, because Lucas was like, "Hey, isn't that Gate? Is it Gaiden? And what was his last name?
Gaten Matarazzo.
Matarazzo. Yeah, it's a cool name." And I was like, "I don't know," because I haven't watched it in a while too, but. Yeah, then he was like signing autographs or like with picking pictures with people off to the side. And I thought that was cool. Like there was just all of this stuff happening of these like cool fandoms that I like, all happening in this one building. That was cool. And then like the main stars were like Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, like the people from like the main hobbits were there. And we didn't get to see them. Unfortunately, we did go like upstairs where their space was, but they weren't there. But we did see John Rhys Davis from a distance.
Yeah,
who plays Gimli. But it's just cool to be in a spot like that. And then I went the next day. I didn't get to tell you like the next day.
Yeah,
I kind of did some more exploring. I went upstairs and looked around.
Nice.
And there's like lots of cool little kids' rooms. Like there's this room with Legos. You can just build Legos.
Oh,
like these huge tables. I'll send those to you too.
Yeah.
There was this one with like a Frozen themed like story time happening where there was like two characters dressed up as Frozen characters, and it was like all for kids, and they were like doing this like little play. And I just walked in, and it was really cool. So they had these different areas for like families, which I think is cool. That weren't that busy,
right?
Off the beaten path. So that was cool upstairs, and then another highlight for me was meeting Dan Mora the next day.
Nice,
and he's turning into one of my favorite artists right now. But yeah, I got to meet him, and then I got a few signatures from him, and I waited pretty long. That was like an hour, like a little over an hour in his line.
Really?
Yeah, but. Yeah, it was. That dude's really cool. I like his art too. So it was just a fun time, and I'm already like excited about going to the next one. So yeah, it can be a lot though too. It's like I get overwhelmed in there. Like there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think we both were kind of going through waves of overstimulation.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. Like when I first get in there, like it's a good practice for me to like be mindful and like just like relax, you know. So, but there's like because it's like all of the stuff that I've been looking up throughout the year, like different comics or whatever.
Right.
Like you can see like almost all of it there in person that are very expensive.
Right.
And it's like it's cool to see it, but. Yeah, like you said, it's a cool environment. I don't really meet like at this one, I didn't really come into contact with any like kind of rude people. A lot of nice people. It was a good time.
Everyone was very chill, except for that guy who punched you in the gut. Remember that?
Just straight in the gut, dude.
And he was like,
"Give me your comics."
Yeah,
come on.
But you know what? He was dressed as Darth Vader, so. What do you expect from a guy like that?
Yeah, he's
you did
he's got a lot of
drop kick
trauma.
him. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got a lot of trauma. But yeah, I drop kicked his ass and we were good.
But
then we saw the Emperor too.
Oh yeah,
remember we saw him?
Man, that guy was convincing. He was constantly doing this thing with his hands.
Huge.
He was gigantic. He was at least 8 feet tall.
Yes. We also saw a BB-8 and R2-D2.
Oh yeah,
that were like really well done.
Yeah, those will be on our
fun.
Instagram.
Yes.
We got a couple good pics of them.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, I too am excited for our future cons.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Well, I think we're good to wrap this one up.
Sweet.
Join us next week when we talk about a comic book related film that just came out. A little ditty you might have heard of called Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Wow. That
So
sounds pretty popular at the moment from what I can remember.
I've heard of it a couple times.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We will be here talking about that, getting into it. And if you have anything that you think we should be reading or watching or listening to,
or
staring at, yeah. Please send us some fan mail and let us know, or even just comment on a YouTube video. You know,
yes.
Whatever you got to do to get the message across. DM us on Instagram. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Send us a letter, like a physical letter
in the mail.
Yeah, in the mail, or like, you know, just run over here really quick.
Yeah,
just
stop by.
Just
let us know
over here. Yeah.
We would love to hear from you so we can read your mail on the show.
Yeah, remember Lucas will die. So
also that.
We need
I
that.
don't. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.